Jacob talks.
Finally I'm free. Finally I'm free. As I go out to sea, I can walk on water.
Didn't the time just go back Sunday, November 5th? That came out of World War II. A lot of people don't know that. That came out of World War II. Daylight savings time. Why did they want to save daylight time? They wanted more time to bomb the Axis. They wanted more time to bomb Germany. So they set the time back. So they would have an extra hour of light to bomb the hell out of Germany during World War II. Certain taxes that we still pay came out of World War II. That's the demarcation, World War II. When we talk about feminism and the family going to hell, that started after World War II. Cancer increasing, that started after World War II. Everything that we're complaining about, for the most part, it comes post World War II. The fertilizers, the toxic chemicals, the women and the
All
problems.
done on purpose. Let's keep it real. This is all done on purpose.
There's no accident with these people, right? I believe it was FDR. He said, anytime you see something that happens in the society, it was planned to happen that way. See, things may happen inadvertently with us. There are no accidents in the Matrix, brother. It's planned to happen that way. No coincidences, bro.
Call hello Yahweh, Bashim Yahshai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Shabbat Shalom to you of us who are hopeful. Shabbat Shalom to the elect. What's more important than what came out of World War II is what's gonna come out of World War III. And no doubt about that. Nevertheless, I'm reminded of the quote that's often attributed to Albert Einstein: in the midst of every crisis lies great opportunity. I think the confusion of who is the actual author of the quote stems from JFK once saying, loosely translated, the Chinese use two brush strokes to write the word crisis. One brushstroke stands for danger, the other for opportunity. Ergo, in a crisis, be aware of the danger, but recognize the opportunity. In any event, I'm reminded of the quote for the simple reason Esau himself creates the crisis, then frames it as danger that is a detriment to you that only he can solve. At least that's how he frames it anyways. Just so he can reap the benefits of what you can't see at the time is the reason behind his deliberate attack. They call it a Hegelian dialectics problem, reaction, solution, which is really order ab chaos, creating chaos to scare the masses into accepting order. Exactly how Esau operates to a T. Psalm 58 and 2. It says, yea, in heart ye work wickedness, meaning in your mind you form intricate plots of oppression and unrighteous dealings. You are calculating when it comes to handing out injustice, persecution, death, and destruction. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. You are the number one component in all the wars, all the fighting, the killing, and the bloodshed spread across the earth. He sends in his economic hitmen, but more than often it's his own bought and paid for rebels that he sends in to disrupt the governance of the people and destabilize the region under the guise of foreign diplomacy, don't you know? He infiltrates the minds and the hearts of the people who are tired of all the uprisings and the bombings and the killing by preaching democracy, when really what he wants is a regime change. And before you know it, there's a civil war spawning a revolution and eventually a military coup. And the prominent nation of people that was just doing fine until Esau, i.e. America, aka Babylon, the great land of confusion, showed up, is now spoiled and in disarray. Classic Esau Edom, the harbinger of death. Ezekiel 35 and 6, because it says this: therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Power, whose true name is Yahweh, which means he exists, meaning he is the everything in everything. I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Sith thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Ergo, since you've made your living by causing all these armed conflicts, by the violence you spread across the earth, particularly against we Israelites, we so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, on top of all the bloodletting and shedding of blood for capital gain, your own blood is about to get shed. Even now, with Iran in his scope, he's caused a schism in the so-called Middle East where he wants to go into Gaza and basically obliterate the people by wiping the so-called Palestinians off the map, ultimately just so he can rape the land for its gas and oil resources. Staying on topic, Daniel 7 and 25, because really his objective is to rid the earth of the Israelites before his time is up, by any means necessary, including all the cunning, the craftiness, and the conniving he's known for, especially against those of us out here prophesying and preaching his truth and exposing the lies told by Esau and his affiliates every day. The scriptures say Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. Psalms 7 and 11. Why? Because of the many abominations he's committed, polluting the world with his witchcraft and all the atrocities he has reaped on the earth, particularly against Jake, the Israelites. Daniel 7 and 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, meaning Esau has set himself up as not only an equal to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, but a rival unto the Heavenly Father and his Son, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Again, we Israelites, we so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Indians, through slavery, through plantation Christianity, police brutality, killing us at will with all impunity, the prison industrial complex, another example, and think to change times and laws, like the draconian laws that unfairly put us away for like 247 years, knowing your life expectancy is about a quarter of that. Esau has gone ahead and changed the calendar from a solar lunar observance to a strictly solar one, introducing ideas like daylight savings time, going back to the opening clip, leap years, and even when the year actually ends and begins. January is not the beginning of the year, and ain't nothing happy about it. I mean, common sense alone should dictate there is no new beginning there, considering there's no new growth and vegetation for the most part still remains dormant. For those of you who remember grade 4 French, un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, which is 7, which really links to the Latin septem, where we get September. Ergo, September is the 7th month of the year, not the 9th. October, where we know octo, like octagon, speaks to the number 8. November, from where we get novum, the Latin root for 9. Then December, decim again from the Latin meaning 10. Ergo, the new year really begins in about March or April, just as the scriptures tell you that Yahweh told Moses that the month of the Passover would be the first month of the year. Changing times and laws also speaks to the altering of the laws, statutes, and commandments every way possible, because Esau is adverse to the Heavenly Father, the Father of righteousness and the natural order of all things. And they shall be given into his hand until a time meaning 1 year, going into the book of Daniel and the Hebrew itself. Time is rendered to speak to a season. And times, as in dual, meaning 2 seasons or 2 years, making it 3. And the dividing of time, making that a half a season. And ultimately 3.5 years, which is reckoned in Revelation, the 11th and 12th chapter, to speak to 42 months, 1,260 days, ultimately a prophetic period of 350 years, speaking to the time period from about 1619 and 1620 to 1969, 1970, when this truth started being taught, beginning with Elder Abba Bivens. The actual quote attributed to FDR is, "In politics, nothing happens by accident. If it happens, you can bet it was planned that way." The scriptures tell us that no matter the politic, no matter the event, the uprising or public scandal, there's no such thing as a coincidence. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9, the thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Everything is scripted, but not by Esau, not by your banking elite, not by your selected government. Everything has been written beforehand to be played out later for the pleasure of the Heavenly Father. Let's close with this, Revelation 11 and 14. We'll start at 11, because it says this: And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, and they stood upon their feet. And great fear fell upon them which saw them. Again, going to the 350 years from 1620 until 1970, when Abba Bivens brought out this truth. The men of the Lord, power Yahweh, were filled with the spirit of prophecy and the testimony of Yahweh Shai. The spirit of life from Yahweh entered into them, speaking to Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, and the valley of dry bones waking up, ergo coming back into the understanding of who we really are, what was done to us, and what Yahweh has determined to be the fate of those with him and those against him, respectively. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, Come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. Now, no coincidence, everybody is finding their way back to America, or to America for the first time, even though for the most part they are well aware it ain't what it used to be. Ascending into the chariots from Babylon is where the elect would receive their punishment and then their inheritance. And I pray him of that number. Revelation 11 and 13. And the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And 7 speaks to a completion. And the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. Now this is the elect of Israel being taken up in the chariots, afraid, but still giving praise to the Most High Power Yahweh for escaping, or allowing them to escape the final judgment and being changed into the new bodies, all the while looking down at the devastation from the chariots. The second woe meaning destruction, woe is world war, ergo World War II is past, and behold, the third woe, i.e. nuclear destruction, cometh quickly.
Hey,